There's something satisfying about cutting through a potato. Never gets old to me. I'm 36 years old. I don't keep journals or diaries. When somebody wants to know something, I'm pretty honest with them about it. Most of it I can probably talk about on YouTube if I do it safely. Some I probably cannot say on YouTube. If you have the courage to talk about things that you've been through, you should. It's good for you. It'll heal you. If you'll let that stuff sit in the back of your head and your mind your entire life, it'll eat you alive. When I was very, very young, after it rained, there'd be puddles in my driveway. And I used to take my Tonka trucks out there and I'd drive them through the puddles and I'd make roads out of the gravel and be a kid. I heard police sirens coming my way. I didn't know it at the time, but I was witnessing a police chase, man. They went zooming by. The dude lost control. His car went sideways in the middle of the road and the cop ended up hitting him. Did a front flip over his car, but he couldn't stop in time. The cop hit him so hard, I seen a cop car do flips over it and land on its roof. And I didn't know the next day till I went to school that cop died in that crash chasing him. The early 90s in Jackson Township, Ohio. It scarred me, man. That was my first time witnessing a death at a young age. It happened like right in front of my house, like 2 houses down from me, almost in front of my house. And my mom had separated from my real dad at a really early age, so I was living with my stepdad at the time. His name was Wayne. He was an alcoholic. He was also pretty racist. He treated me pretty good, like his own child, but he was abusive towards my mom. I had a black friend that we hung out all the time. He lived right across the yard from me. We used to go to my house and hang out when my stepdad was at work. He came home from work because he had a patio porch outside with a radio out there. We were just exploring music as kids, you know. We were going to different stations, rock, rap, whatever. We happened to have it on rap when he pulled in from work. And the first thing he said is, "What is this N-word that I'm listening to? Turn that off." And he turned it back to his rock station. And after my friend left, he's like, "What are you doing bringing your N-word friends over here?" Oh, yeah, he drove a Ford F-150, a red one, of course. There was this convenience store right up the hill from where we lived where he was going to go up and get some more beers, so we went up there. Well, he parked and got out and went into the store. Well, I thought he parked. And then the truck started moving backwards really slowly. He might have put it in neutral, I don't know, but I had to jump out before it rolled too fast. I ran to the store like a little frantic kid. I said, "Dad, go get your truck. It's out in the middle of the street rolling." He said, "What?" He dropped everything on the store floor and he ran out there. And he ran after that truck. He got in it and was able to put the brake on and gain control of it again. He got very lucky. The truck rolled backwards, perfectly straight, went through the main road, across the street from the station we were at, into the other place across the road, and it just pendulum itself in the middle of the road, and it stopped traffic. He was able to get his truck back without it hitting anything and anybody getting hurt. I was blown away. There was another time too when we left the store just going home, swerved into a ditch. They had to call the ambulance and everything and check on me and haul us out from his end of the car because my door was stuck jammed into the ditch. I remember he ended up going to jail for like 30 days. I think it was for DUI. And when he got back, he had his beard fully grown out. They were monitoring him. They had him bring home a phone. The phone was huge. It was like the size of a phone book. If you remember how big the phone books were in the 90s. It was pretty, it was gnarly looking, let's just say that. And they would call him 3 times a day to make sure that he wasn't drinking. And there was this hose that came out of the phone where they would breathalyze him on it.
Somehow they never busted him. He would run to the bathroom every time they call and rinse his mouth out with mouthwash. I don't know if the phone didn't work or if he just had a high tolerance, but they never busted him on that phone as much as he kept drinking while they were calling him.
We eventually moved out to the country. We went from Jackson to Tuslaw. Tuslaw was out in the country. We had this house that was over 100 years old, and we had 150 acres of farmland around us. I loved it, being out in the wilderness, surrounded by nothing but nature. Our driveway was pretty much a half a mile long. We had a pasture, we had a couple horses, a couple dogs. I loved it until I went to school there. Oh man. The school was a lot smaller. The funding seemed to be cut in half compared to Jackson, which is understandable. It's out in the middle of nowhere, not many population. The people in there, some of them were crazier than the ones in the city. The school lunches were crap. The teaching was crap. Yeah. But when I got off school, I had fun, man. He used to pick me up in the driveway at the end where the bus dropped me off because the driveway was so long. And he used to let me drive his truck to the end of the driveway to get on the bus and let me drive home after getting off of the bus. And all the kids in the bus were like, "Whoa, that's cool," you know, because they don't know how to drive yet. He ended up bringing home a dirt bike and a go-kart. And the dirt bike was for adults. I could barely get my feet on the ground sitting on that thing. And he was trying to get me to ride it. And I said, no. I think he probably bought the dirt bike for himself. But I really enjoyed the go-kart. I went all around that farm and that thing. If it wasn't my go-kart, it'd be my lawnmower. I was like a water boy, riding a lawnmower around with the blades off, just using it to get around and have fun. My mom used to come home late from work, and when she did, he would pretty much accuse her of cheating on him. And it got out of hand to the point where one night he pulled out the shotgun and was, waving it around, and she was begging him to put it away. It ended up to the point where she was hanging on the end of the barrel of the shotgun and yelling at me, telling me to call the police because she was worried. And I was worried. So I called the police, and as soon as I did that, he took off into the woods with his gun. I haven't saw him since. I think he got away because the next thing I knew, he was in the Virgin Islands, living on a boat, in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. I used to ask my mom all the time when I was a kid why she stayed with him, and her answer was because I love him. And I didn't understand that until I got older. Over time, my mom had a stroke of luck, though. She found Lee, and they were together for a long time, and they eventually got married. He was a pretty awesome guy, really down to earth. Believe it or not, over time, things were cool. My mom still kept in contact with Wayne in the Virgin Islands, and Wayne moved on, and she moved on, and Wayne offered them to come down to the Virgin Islands to visit, and they did. They went down, they took a plane down there, and they had a good time. Everything was cool. I guess Wayne kept living on his boat, and he drank himself to death. Yeah, he's not here with us. He was a good guy, man. He treated me very well. I just wish he wouldn't have drank the way he did and abused my mom the way he did. But other than that, he was a good guy towards me, in my opinion. He tried his best to keep me happy and entertained. I've done some pretty stupid things on alcohol myself, so I try not to judge him. One of my favorite memories was when he'd come home drunk, passed out in the middle of the day. I used to sneak into his bedroom, steal his bottle rockets, and I lit one off behind the couch that he was sleeping on in the living room. And I'll tell you what, I used to steal these little boxes out of his dresser too, and I thought they were fireworks. And then he's like, no, those are condoms. We're going to have to talk about that when you get older. Yeah, some parts of this building I get better signal than others on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, wait.
How many does she want? She wanted
Oh, that one's for it.
480.
Alright, thanks, Edward.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the kitchen. We do what you would expect us to do in a kitchen. We cut deli meat, we cut cheese, so people can make their sandwiches. We fry up chicken. We cut fresh JoJo's in the store. We do rotisserie chicken.
One of the benefits of working in a kitchen is when you get stressed out, you just look him up. Kind of go in here in the cooler, you know. You wait for that door to shut. You make sure no one's in here. Then you go, ah! Ah! And then you just go back to work. You gotta make sure no one's in there when you do this though. If someone's in there, they're gonna think you're a nut job. Getting this stuff all over me. You want some seafood salad? It smells good, don't it? It smells sexy. Maybe. You wanna say hi? This is Caden. He's a guy at work that keeps me entertained all day long.
I do.
Yeah, he's got a sense of humor from hell. Yeah, see what I mean? Until I kick him out. I haven't had to kick him out yet, you know, but that day might come. Look weird. Try to hide with my hat. It's still too big. It pokes out. It's like I'm wearing a dildo. Here, bend over. You want to bend over? You want to get kinky with this thing? Oh, seriously, it feels like I got a strap on attached to my forehead.
Really?
I'm not getting used to it. It's been hours and my head feels weird.
Put your hand on
I feel like
Put your hand on that.
I feel like Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong when he pulls his bandana too tight around his head and it blocks off the circulation to his brain cells and he can't think or function. Some little punk trying to graffiti our bathroom. You coming off? Get it wet for a bit. Let it soak.
I tried soak in water.
Yes.
Look, it's
I could use
actually,
this stuff, but it's
fading.
gonna up the paint.
You're fading it.
This stuff's got bleach in it, but I don't want to mess up the paint. This pink is going to be less pink.
She said it's gonna have to be covered or some shit.
One of the things that drives me nuts about working in a kitchen or a grocery store is the fact that they always play music on the speakers. Thank God it stopped working. They have no music throughout the store right now, and it's been like that for months, and I hope it stays that way. Because I don't have to worry about copyright issues. I don't have to worry about songs getting stuck in my head. You know how hard it is to work in a kitchen when all you hear is the same songs over and over and over and over to the point where it gets stuck in your brain. You're sitting there singing a song that you don't even care about. You know what I mean? It just creeps up on you. It gets stuck in your head. You know, that's how they get you in music.
Ultra, the
They control your
reported
brain.
clandestine CIA program of mind control and influence.